Crimson Desert has a ton of tricks and hidden systems that are super handy to know about early on. Like, I wish I knew some of these when I started playing. Like, I told you about a dog companion that you can get that will follow you around and loot enemies. So first, the tactic was that when you see a dog in the open world, pet it 5 times and then you get plus 25 trust, and then do that 3 other in-game days as well, and then you can make it your companion. But you can make this process go way faster. So, still, when you see a dog, simply pet it 5 times to get the plus 25 trust, and now drop 1 small bone. Then wait for the dog to grab it, and then drop another one. Then you get plus 25 trust each time, so if you do then 1 last time, you go to 100, and you can immediately take the dog in as a companion. Now make sure that your current companion dog is not around, because they like the bones as well, so they will pick them up, unsummon them, and they can just immediately get the dog that you want. And speaking of companions, did you know that you can summon your other characters and then fight alongside them? You can even summon Cliff while playing as a different character. Damien will be gone though from Act 4 till the end of Act 8, so that's a bit unfortunate, but before and after that you can use this. Abyss artifacts are of course one of the most important resources in the game to unlock skills, and you also have faded Abyss artifacts that you for example get at the start of Act 2. And you can use this to reset skills, so you can get all your Abyss artifacts back. But I was thinking, what if you reset your skills and then before spending your Abyss artifacts, you go and learn a lot of skills. And you can actually easily do this in Hernand Castle. Here's a training ground where you can observe NPCs to learn skills that you will then always have, so you don't have to spend your Abyss artifacts on them. There are 2 nice skills you can learn at this training ground, and if that knight for the proficiency skill is not here, just go away and come back and he should be training. But also at the Linecrest Manor, if you observe the archer, you can learn the charged shot for free without spending an Abyss artifact. This is of course an amazing ability. And shout out to Samutsi in the comments for noting that in the backyard of the Linecrest Manor you can spot 2 guards who can teach you the counter attack, another great one that you otherwise wanted to unlock with an Abyss artifact. So now you can spend those Abyss artifacts on other skills or stamina and health upgrades. Got way more tricks, including for the different mounts. But first, the sponsor of this video that makes everything possible, the huge open world RPG Where Winds Meet, which is completely free and launching a ton of new content. A few weeks ago we could travel to an incredible looking desert, and in early April we can explore the snowy mountains of Liangzhou as a second chapter of the Hexi update, which includes brand new story quests and secrets to find. But personally, I'm the most excited about the new Tang Hang Blade, which especially shines thanks to its multi-combo abilities that feel very satisfying and will add even more depth to the combat. And this weapon will come in really handy during the 5 bosses that are all based on Chinese historical figures and mythology. I also got a first look at the cutscenes that we can experience during the main campaign, which look very high quality, and some will segue into the main story bosses as well. And best of all, Where Winds Meet and all the content they are adding is totally free, so you can just try it for yourself. And as you know, I've put a ton of time into this game and it's really impressive what they've done. It's totally on the same level and sometimes even above recent paid releases. So definitely check the game out via the special link in the video description. That would really support the channel as well. And now let's get back into it. You don't want to ignore the dye vendor. This lets you change the color of individual parts of your armor pieces and even your weapons and horse equipment. It goes very in depth, and you can find an early dye vendor in Hernand close to the town over here on the map. Speak with him and then you will see the dye menu, but likely no colors you can select. Well, that's because you need to unlock these colors first. You can actually already buy the dark red dye from this vendor, and then you can use it in your inventory and they can apply it to your equipment. For example, it can look very cool on the Kanta plate armor that you can buy at the equipment vendor. And go and change the color of everything first and then select the dye button to pay 1 silver for everything, like you don't have to pay for every individual change. You can actually find another red dye in the Oakenshield Manor. For this you do need the mask to be able to steal. Simply climb in through the back window and then enter the door on your left to find the bottle with the bright red dye. Not sure if you need a key to get in, but you can of course buy a key at the back alley vendor. In that witch cave over here on the map in Hernand, you can buy a bright yellow dye bottle. So how it works is that every dye vendor is specialized in a different color. So this one is red, but in the Pororing village that you can access after doing the Unreachable Village side quest that opens up after doing other side missions in Hernand, you can also find a dye vendor that focuses on yellow, with them selling their own preferred color as well. Now I hope there's one dye vendor that lets you select all the different colors. Let me know if you maybe found that. Although with that bright red dye, you can also have something that looks like white at the Hernand dye vendor. So you can already do quite a lot here. The sad part is that that hood that you can buy early also at the back alley vendor cannot be dyed, but I found that amazing Dark Marksman plate cloak that we could use during the preview sessions. Love this look, but as someone who loves the color red, turning this cloak and cape red is kinda wild. I think I'm in love, this looks awesome. I'm also rocking the plate armor of the Shadows, which amazing in its original color, and that is full black, but also great in this red combo. You find that one over here on the map inside a bandit camp. So you stand here a bit higher up, you see the huge tower like this, and then go here, light the thing, and then you can grab the item. For the cloak, we want to go a bit further to this point on the map. You can find the cloak behind a waterfall that you can of course enter by charging the step skill. But you likely already knew this from my early things video, as I went over that and way more other nice items you can get early. Link to that video in the video description. So totally grab the cloak. Oh, and an extra other cool thing is that you can bring the hood up and down by going to the armor wheel and then selecting the cloak. The helmet in this case is sadly attached, but yeah, still nice that we can do this. And yeah, you can do it with the other hood as well. But yeah, this game really needs transmog so we can use the look of items without it impacting our stats. Fingers crossed that they will add that. And on the topic of red, close to the Dark Marksman plate cloak, you can actually find one of the best horses in the game. For this we want to travel to the Red Tree Desert and jump down if you are approaching from the top. There you will see one fully red horse, and now we want to tame it by constantly pushing the analog stick in the direction of its tail. And then you will be successful, although these legendary horses are certainly more challenging than regular horses. So this one at level 1 starts with 3 movement speed, 2 acceleration, 3 handling and 3 jump. But there's another legendary horse a bit closer to Hernand over here on the map. This is a white horse. Make sure you wear some items with ice resistance, and overall you want to have quite some stamina to be able to pull the taming off. I had more trouble with this one than the red Camorra, but this one gives you +4 movement speed from the start, which is kinda wild. Now I do think that the stats will be very similar when you reach rank 5 with both. And you can of course like upgrade your horses by riding them. But did you know that you can also pet them? Just like the dogs, you can do this 5 times each in-game day and then get a ton of trust, so you can level them up to rank 5 way faster. And then you unlock, for example, a double jump, which is quite nice. I also tried giving my horse a carrot, and they do react to that, but don't eat it, so it might be bugged. What I also tried is taking other mounts to a stable to hopefully take them in, but that does not seem to be possible, although I can totally see them add this later on, because it's now the most requested feature. Like this lion is trying to ask the stable master nicely, but yeah, it didn't help. So you find this lion at the circus over here on the map, but it can be that you cannot ride it. And that is because you have your mask on. The moment you remove your mask, you can climb on the lion and take it for a ride. And even with the limited stamina, it's really fast and yeah, just fun to ride around, and you can even get like some fast travel points with it. Although the moment you dismount, the lion will likely run away and despawn, so be careful. And by the way, without a mask, you can also run up to cows and then run a cow around. Like, I'm sure it is possible with a ton of other mounts. I tried it with wolves as well, but I think you really need like a larger wolf, and I've not found one yet. So if you found one, let me know in the comments. But yeah, it's mostly for fun. It's not very good. They don't have their own attack. Only the bear has their own attack. Of course, check out my early things video on how to get the bear, because the bear is actually really good in combat. So yeah, I brought the lion to the stable in the desert village over here. And close by, you can find a lizard you can ride, which is quite awesome. So let's take it for a ride, and then you will see an enemy on a camel. Get it off, and then you quickly want to mount the camel before they run away, because they are really fast. And this could totally be a nice replacement for the horse. Like, if they want to add any mounts that actually make sense, the camel makes a lot of sense. This is actually very fast. And if we continue down this path, you'll at one point reach this outpost over here. And here you find an enemy on a raptor. That, yes, when you get it off, you can ride yourself. Although the raptor is surprisingly slow for a fast dinosaur, but still super cool to use it. Although, please let us keep them. Maybe they will do that in the future. Subscribe for way more tricks and Crimson Desert content. Leave a like, check out that early things video by clicking on the screen. And I will speak to you soon. Goodbye.